Welcome back to the New Approach podcast. This is episode 3, and today I have my 2 very special guests back with me, and we're in a new location. Jordan and Caitlyn, would you like to say hi?
Hello.
Hello.
Glad to be here.
Hi.
I'm very excited to be
This is their
back.
house, so be respectful in their house, please. Nice comments only. Leave your shoes at the door. Okay. So today, this whole episode is going to be on Magic the Gathering Unpopular Opinions. So we kind of just wrote down a few stuff that's controversial in Magic, whether any format, just in general.
We're here to make you all mad.
Yeah, and we're going to give our opinions on it, and you're probably not going to agree with them, so just listen and don't get mad, all right?
Get ready for the flag.
get ready to dislike this video.
Piles of comments hating us.
So the first thing we're going to talk about is the new Guilds of Ravnica Masterpiece set, which, if you guys don't know what it is, I don't know where you've been, but it's basically this new Masterpiece box, and I'm saying Masterpiece lightly, but that's what they named it, and it's called the Guilds of Ravnica Mythic Edition. It's 16 boosters and 8 Masterpiece boosters, and the 8 Masterpiece boosters will have a guaranteed Masterpiece Planeswalker, which is like an extended art, and it has an MSRP of $250, and it's only available through the Hasbro website. And I saw some people online say that they could only get them in North America.
Yeah.
But then someone in Australia said he was able to get one, so that confused me. So I don't really know.
What I've heard is that they're only available on the Hasbro US site, but the people are obviously finding their ways of
getting them
using
anyways.
if they're, I don't know, whatever they're doing to make their IP address from the US or whatever they're doing to.
He said he was able to get it. He just had to pay like $100 shipping to do it. So,
I think that was a big oversight because they're already spending more money just to get the Planeswalkers, but to have to pay that much in shipping is ridiculous. Yeah, so I think it's a good thing that any product Wizards put out. I think it's a good idea. As long as you're printing cards, I'm going to be a fan of it. I understand why people are mad because it's $250 and it's only through Hasbro, but my whole argument is if you don't like it, don't buy it. Capitalism, if you don't buy something, Wizards is going to take that as your opinion.
Well, yeah. Mark Rosewater has said, I think it's Mark Rosewater, I don't want to misquote him because I actually love Mark Rosewater.
Find the quote.
But he has said, if you don't buy it, we won't make it. Yeah. It's that simple. So if
that was him.
Yeah, it was Mark. Yeah. So
if nobody buys these,
if no one buys them, we won't ever do it again.
They'll stop.
Which is a double-edged sword because
there are people that like them still.
Right, because there are products that are good but executed poorly, and I want to see done well. And if we don't buy those, then we don't even get a second chance of them being good.
I liked them a lot. They just weren't Planeswalkers that I wanted necessarily. So that's the only reason why I wouldn't be buying them on top of being broke and not having the money. But I think that I understand people being mad that you can't get them at your local game shop. Well, I think that's reasonable.
Well, do you guys remember what Planeswalkers are actually in the
I know Teferi is one of them.
Nebraska.
The New Vraska.
Teferi. Is there a Nissa in there?
I'm going to look them up right now because
I remember looking at them and not being super excited.
Because my issue is
There's a Liliana.
I'm
trying to think.
Okay, so it comes with Elspeth Knight Errant, which, why would you not just reprint Elspeth Knight's Champion, the arguably better Elspeth? Liliana the Last Hope, the Black-Green Duretti, the Nicol Bolas, Raul, which I believe was just coming out in Ravnica? Or, I'm trying to remember which Raul that is.
I don't know.
Is it Victoria? The new Tezzeret, the new Teferi, and the new Vraska. My issue is not all those are even standard legal.
Yeah.
Which is a little weird that,
Yeah, they'd print them.
So, and if you are going to print non-standard Planeswalkers, why did you not reprint better?
Yeah, they picked weird.
No one plays that Elspeth.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe that's why they did it. It's because they wanted Planeswalkers that no one's actually gonna no one's gonna pay $500 for that Elspeth, Right. Just because it's a full art.
But then that I don't know. And also,
but that's the secondary market. Speaking of, wouldn't cost
that wouldn't be
that much money to do
secondary,
it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, with secondary market, like I think because I'm on the fence about whether I like this or not. So let's say they're reprinting Teferi. They're reprinting Teferi, the hero of Dominaria, the new one from Dominaria. A lot of those pros who like foiling their decks, a lot of those people who just enjoy like the alternate arts and want to play that in tournaments, that theoretically should like drop the price of the regular.
Yeah, the original.
So I guess at a point like that is going to be pretty good for the market, I think.
That's why I like
people that don't
for the
care
people who like me who
cards.
don't care. Like I'm the person who goes on Card Kingdom, shout out, and goes
Sponsor
give me
sponsor.
the shittiest art that's the cheapest. And I don't care if it's ripped. Like, just give me the
I
card.
will take a card that was ripped in half and taped together if it means that it costs $5 left. Like, I don't care.
See, like, I'd be more mad if they did those full art walkers, but they didn't reprint like the not full art ones. Like they are printing the like you said, the cheap walkers.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna be able to get the Elspeth, the Masterpiece, or the original Elspeth for a few dollars. So like, if they didn't reprint the cheap ones, I'd be more mad. But like, you can still go out and buy the $4 Planeswalker if you don't want to spend.
Right, it's reducing the price of it to begin with. So it is overall, I think, a good thing.
And in fairness to them reprinting, Teferi is expensive. Yeah. That's like $45 because it's played in Standard. Liliana, the Last Hope, still gets played in Legacy and Modern. What was the other one that was really good? Oh, the new Tezzeret. He's pretty expensive too. So I'm happy because the first thing I'm going to do when that set comes out is I'm going to go try to get a Liliana the Last Hope because I've wanted one for a long time, but they've been so expensive. So I'm on that fence of like whether I think it's good or bad.
Yeah. See, I think more people, like, on Facebook, I see, and, like, Reddit, more people are mad about the price. Mm-hmm. But they're actually, like, I think that's just being greedy. Because, like, they want to open a $4 pack and get a $70 card. They don't want to pay $70 for the pack and get $70
Let's see
card.
If we divide
so,
how
like,
much money that is per...
It'd be...
That is only $20 for Planeswalkers, people.
Yeah, so, like, I don't know, it makes me mad.
That is literally not that expensive
all.
Did you do 150?
Yeah.
The box is $250.
Yeah, but the $100 is for the box, and then the other $150 is for
you're paying the premium you're paying.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
So it's really only $20 per Planeswalker.
Yeah. For guaranteed walkers.
And that's the thing, that Lily's more than 20, Teferi's more than 20. I want that new Vraska is already pre-selling at more than 20, which I know. So doesn't
no matter
mean a lot,
what, you're banking money.
Yeah, I think people just want to be able to spend $1 and open up a $100 card, which Wizards isn't going to do. That would destroy their whole market.
To get a guaranteed pull.
Yeah.
They've been doing this for how long?
Because I've done that. How many times I bought a pack of Eternal? Like I got a free pack of Eternal Masters off a bet, and I got a Force of Will.
Yeah.
So like that is an awesome feeling, and I get it.
Yeah.
But
like, people can't expect to get that every time you open a pack. There's a reason that it's a gamble.
Getting that with
and
the regular packs.
There's a reason there's a secondary market.
Yeah, you can if you still want that feeling of opening like a Force of Will and a $3 pack, just go buy the regular box, the booster box.
I think my only other gripe with it is
it's not like they're only making you buy the Masterpiece version.
My only other gripe is the fact that it only comes with 16 packs compared to 32 packs.
Yeah, it's 24.
Is it 20?
It's 16 regular packs and then 8 of the boosters.
Oh, okay, so 24 packs compared to 32 packs.
Yeah. That I don't know.
That I don't like only because I'm like the person like we're buying 2 boxes of Ravnica just because she wants to open one for her channel and I want to play sealed with it. Yeah. And like that kind of like the point of a box is to draft and seal. People don't get me wrong, who hasn't bought a box and ripped it open in 5 seconds? Like I'm ripping every pack open. But
I'm ready.
But at the same time, like I would, if I'm going to spend $250, I would like a good sealed experience. Especially because Ravnica is going to be such an amazing sealed set.
Yeah.
I can already tell by the spoilers that is going to be one of the best sealed sets we've had in a long time. So I think it's a little disappointing. Yeah, you get these cool Planeswalkers, but at the same time, I'm also not going to get a full sealed experience, like I'd want to. Which I guess at the end of the day, if you want to go buy a few more packs and of just regular Ravnica.
No, I think it'd be like if... Like, say our play group, like, we all want one of the walkers. We could easily just split up $250 between 4 of us and, like, draft it or something like that. And then we keep our Planeswalker.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be open to that. That'd be a good
we've
for
done,
channel. Shit. Watch it.
I wouldn't.
Next week.
Shout out. Check me out.
I actually do. It's actually not a bad idea. I do like that.
Because I saw someone post about like he wanted to do a high roller experience with all of his friends, and everyone puts in like however much it costs to buy the box, and then you're guaranteed 2 walkers, and you draft with it.
That's a good point. And even if you don't get the walker you want, that's still
like $30-$40 a person.
At least. And think about how much those are going to go up in price. Yeah. Those are a limited print run. Those are going to skyrocket. Oh, yeah. Especially if those collectors start picking up the standard legal ones.
I guarantee you, people like Rudy Alpha Investments order like 6 cases.
Oh, absolutely.
He's just waiting a month, and he's going to post them for $500 a piece.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, it's easily dividable if you're like a teenager in your playgroup with all your friends and like you don't have a lot of money.
Well, I think like you saying the teenagers who can't afford this stuff.
Yeah.
Like prof.
I know that's a big
employee.
I know it's a big thing in Magic, but the thing that I just want to stress onto the community of Magic is like you don't need to spend all this money to be a good Magic player or to have fun. No. Because you're the king of spending no money.
Jank.
And Jank, you're the king of Jank, and you have the most fun decks.
Yeah. I have like 3 $20 decks, and they all work.
Like my Omnath deck is $60, and Omnath's $30. So, like, if I just didn't have that Omnath, and that deck is crazy good.
It'd be $30.
Yeah, it'd be 30
for ramp.
Yeah, for ramp. It's just ramp, but that's fine, though. It's fun.
No, but I won with it, so.
You did. But, yeah, I do want, like, at, a point, I hate to see these, like, younger players, these teenagers think that, like, because they don't have the foil without Teferis, or that, like, because they can't afford that, just to not play Magic, because, like, I get that it's expensive, but...
Do you know how many products are out there? Like Wizard products that are so cheap for people that are young that they make like even the Commander Precons, like those are such a good deal.
For them.
Oh, the Commander Precons $40 and they're mostly playable.
Yeah,
I'm saying mostly because this year we're a little weird, but like Duretti out of the box.
But you at least get
so good.
You get your money worth. Yeah, Markov out of the box was good. Duretti out of the box was good. Atraxa, no one plays Atraxa the way it came out of the box, but it's still pretty good out of the box.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of a good transition. We could talk about the precons. A lot of people had issues with the value of it. But that to me is just more people complaining that they're paying $50 for a product and they're not getting $200 worth of cards.
Yeah.
I don't know what people expected Wizards to do, but like you're not going to get a Scapeshift in the Lord Windgrace deck. Yeah. Like you are not going to get all these expensive cards put in a precon that's meant for a beginner player. It's meant for people that don't play Commander or don't have a lot of money. Yeah. It's not meant for an experienced Commander player of 5 years that has expensive decks.
And they timed it up so that, like, they made that Lord Windgrace deck, and then they just reprinted Crucible of Worlds.
And Scapeshift.
Like, they think about all of that. Mm-hmm. Like, they're just not going to hand you a Crucible of Worlds, though.
Right.
Like, you have to go buy it.
People just are looking for reasons to get upset.
Yeah. And the thing what I have to say about those precons is... If I never picked up my first precon, I wouldn't play Commander.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that. Because the first time someone showed me Commander, they sat me down and we played an Animar deck versus a Teferi, the mono blue Teferi deck.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this is super fun. I think it's really interesting. And then my first thought was like, I at the time was playing strictly standard. So I could build a 60-card deck, no problem, 4-ofs and all that stuff. But when my first time, I was like, I'm going to build a Commander deck.
Yeah.
My head exploded, and I'm like, I don't know how to do this. And then Dirt, our shop owner, is like, oh, we'll just pick up this precon. And the first precon I got was Marin, Clan Neltoth, and I loved it.
It's a good precon.
It's a great precon. So I think for a new player to walk into a store and go, it's already intimidating enough to walk into a store.
Oh yeah, that was my whole thing.
Yeah, it's intimidating to walk in and buy stuff.
Especially if you're not even meeting your friends.
Right, and to go ask a group, can I play with you guys? Which is not, I mean, I've had to do it, and it's a really difficult thing to do. For you to, and then you have to show up to this group you don't know, at a shop you don't know, with a deck that you scrap together because you don't know how to build a Commander deck. That just kind of sucks. Like
it's embarrassing. Like you don't want to show up with and ask people you don't know that could potentially be really competitive players and have this deck that you don't even know if it works.
And that's why I think so go buy it. So like again, I think the precon things are great to go buy a precon and just go, yeah, this is I'm gonna play. I can go take this out of the box, sit down and play it without upgrade. Now mind you, you will want to upgrade. But for a first-time player, that's great. These experienced, like, CEDH players who are like, we're going to I want the Lord Windgrace deck. Why?
Yeah, just buy the
Lord
commander
Windgrace
single.
is not going to be good in competitive EDH.
Yeah.
It's not. So why these overly competitive players want value, and unfortunately the people from Eternal formats like Legacy and Modern also want that value, so they can go buy them up and get their value.
I will just say, because I have not played like every single precon, but I have the Amanatu precon, which I just released 2 videos about. Check me out. But she
shameless plug.
Shameless self promo.
Well, you guys know, no matter what, your links are down.
But her from the get-go, I think all of the Planeswalkers themselves were done really well, but I think her deck was not built very well, so I think that would make a new player think that she was a crappy commander, and like she wasn't a good card. And that was my only gripe with that, was she is so great. She can do so many like good explosive things, but the deck was just so scattered.
She's not focused.
Yeah, so if someone that is new to Commander or even Magic in general, they're not going to understand why she's a good card if the deck's not working.
Well, I understand that. I think they do that on purpose though, because like if you look at, I think it was last year's, no, or the year before that, 2017 Anala. Or 2016, I don't remember which one that was.
That was 2017.
The Wizards.
Wizards.
Like there were 15 cards in there that were all for Kess and not Anala, and like I think they do that on purpose so that it's not like too good, But I mean, I also understand like Amanatu, like they could have at least made it a little bit better. Like it just didn't really make sense out of the box.
just wouldn't even understand what cards were meant for like another deck.
No, yeah.
Because it was just like
there was a lot of weird stuff that didn't like synergize.
Yeah, just the cards that they had in general didn't go with each other. Like an absurd amount of lands, like 40 lands, a lot of more kill spells than a normal deck, like 11 kill spells, like just so much clutter in that deck to where I was at a game where I was drawing. I had like half of my deck in my hand, and I just had all lands and kill spells, and I like could not do anything.
Yeah, there was no win count there.
I mean, because I played this, I have Saheeli and I have Lord Windgrace.
Mm-hmm.
Saheeli out of the box was the best in my opinion from the 3 I played.
I agree.
Out of the box,
that,
she like had a more coherent like play artifacts and then play.
She has a game plan.
3 artifacts. Lord Windgrace out of the box was bad.
Well, Amanatu's 3-color, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Lord Windgrace is 3-color?
Yes.
Saheeli was 2, right?
Yes.
I think that had something to do with it.
What
was the
she
4th?
Was 2 colors.
Yeah.
Estrid was Bant enchantments.
Okay.
So Saheeli was the only 2-color.
Yeah.
Estrid's amazing.
I've seen Estrid get played a lot on X-Mage, and they do really well. But that's not the pre.
Yeah, I think the issue though with I think Lord Windgrace is the biggest offender of like not doing what it's supposed to do. Yeah. From reading that card, you want to put lands in your graveyard and then recur those lands out of your graveyard to get benefits. So you're trying to sack or bring back lands for benefit in some way or another. And when I look, because you look at his abilities and you're like, yep, that's the game plan.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the deck that does that.
Yeah.
So I had to go spend $60 on upgrades, plus tear down my old Omnath deck to put upgrades, and that's easily over $150 in upgrades.
Yeah.
Just from the Omnath deck.
Yeah,
so I spent over $200 in upgrades to make that deck make it competitive.
Yeah.
And which not everyone should have to do, which is fine. But the problem is, out of the box, it doesn't do what it is advertising that it's supposed to do.
Well, even right off the bat, they like released the art in the names form, and they called Lord Windgrace Lands Matter.
Yeah.
And everyone was real confused, and they should have called it something like Recycle, and like actually like put cards in there for that.
And everyone was saying that it kind of seems like it's more like big stuff, not like Lands Matter at all. So it was just completely misleading and didn't make any sense. We thought it was a landfall deck, but it wasn't.
Well, when I hear the words Lands Matter, I think that you're doing something with your lands to benefit you in some way, but I don't understand is the card, like they put Avengers Zendikar in there. Yes, great landfall card, but then they didn't put landfall cards that are already 10 cents. They're already cheap, but would have made
such a difference.
Like the retreats, the landfall enchantments. They didn't put. I think they put one in there. They put the black one in there.
Yeah.
But like, why would you not put others in there? Like, there's 2 more you could have put in there that literally cost nothing because no one plays them anyway.
Yeah, and that would have changed.
I don't expect them to put Escape Shift. I don't expect them to put a Crucible World. I don't expect them to put Azusa or Oracle of Moldiah. But do
Something
so that way a new player can look at this and go, oh, I get it. Yeah. I get why this is supposed to be this way.
Right.
So I don't want to say the new pre-cons were an outright fail, but they
were scattered. I don't think they were focused.
They were not. And again, I don't want to jump down like Mark Rosewater and Gavin Voorhees' throat on this.
No,
because I don't know.
They get enough heat from the rest.
Well, I just
of the
don't
community.
know.
I'm not trying to add. That.
I don't know their thought process that went behind the decks, so I don't want to scold them for what they did.
Yeah.
Because the day one that those spoilers came out and Reddit, looking at you, freaked out.
Yeah.
And we're calling for them for public apologies and them to be fired. Like I'm sorry.
That's a little dramatic.
That's really dramatic and over the top.
Well, I mean,
most
even
of it
after
was money reasons. It wasn't even because
it was
of 100%
money reasons.
It was because they weren't worth as much as the last year's ones were worth.
Yeah.
And these are not meant for you to buy and resell. I'm sorry if you are an investor in Magic, but Magic is a card game, and we're here to play it. So I really couldn't care less if the deck is worth less than last year's decks. I'm here to play it.
I don't even like that argument because, like, we don't even know what it's going to be worth. Because half the time they, like, double in price because a random card in there is, like, good in Legacy that no one realized.
Teferi's Protection?
Yeah, like Teferi's Protection. Like, Markov's, like, $100 now for the pre-con.
Yeah.
It was, like, $40 when it came out.
Well, and Amanatu has the Ninjutsu commander.
Yeah, the Ninjutsu. He's, like, $20
He's
now.
been fluctuating between 22 and 17 since he came out.
Yeah. So, like, cards like
Stuff
that,
like that,
they're sleeper cards that come out of the woodworks, and they're not going to get reprinted unless it's an anthology.
Yeah.
So, like, that makes the deck go up in price. And, like, people freak out because day one it's not $100.
Even though that's probably what happened last year, and that's why those are worth more.
Yeah.
Last year's ones?
Yeah.
The only one that's worth anything right now is Markov.
Yeah. Because I got my Inala one $15 at Target.
Yeah.
Because they, like, wanted to get rid of it. But I upgraded that for $20, and it's, like, a really fun deck to play.
Yeah, it's fun.
So,
yeah, I also don't... what was I just going to say? About pre-cons. What that is part out. Edit out the part where I'm, like, thinking.
TikTok.
What were we just talking about before?
Pre-con.
I know, but, like,
the
price
value?
And value.
I don't know.
Oh, no. Okay. The only people who want these crazy reprints aren't Commander players.
No.
I want
They're
new cards.
investors.
Every tried true Commander player who only plays Commander, no, not only plays Commander, but like loves Commander the way like we do.
Yeah.
I want new toys.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's
no
what I
matter
want.
what, you're gonna buy the deck.
Yeah, like I want new. Like there's that new card in Lord Windgrace. It's like. It's a 5/5 with trample, and it gets +10/+10 if you have 10 or more lands.
That card
like
is
I saw that, like it's objectively not like great, but I'm like, all right, like I could swing a 15/15. Yeah. Like I want a new toy. I don't like. Yeah, I don't.
That stolen strategy card. I think that's from the pre-cons. I think.
I'm pretty sure. Treasure Nabber.
Treasure Nabber is so good.
It's pre-con.
But that stolen strategy is like a game changer for Red.
Yeah, I absolutely love the new toys we get. I don't need.
It was Battle Bond.
Oh, was it? I don't need the same reprint every year for my value. I just want new, fun things to make.
Well, that was my next point. Is that I guarantee you, after saying all that, you guys both would get the precons next year, no matter what, right?
I don't know.
I don't want to say I would buy. I think I'm at the point where I want to support Wizards, and I'll probably always buy at least one. This year, I had full.
Just not the full.
Like this year, I had no interest in Estrid.
Yeah.
So I bought Windgrace and Saheeli, and she bought Amanatu, and I didn't even plan on buying Lord Windgrace until last week.
Yeah. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, I just kind of was like, oh wait, this is really good. Why did I not playing this when I play a landfall deck? So, but next year, I guarantee I'll buy at least one. Yeah. I could buy the whole. Maybe it'll come out next year and I'm going to love every commander.
Yeah, it depends on the commanders, obviously.
Every year, though, since we've been playing Commander, we've always bought, like, at least one or two of the pre-builds, and we always
bought the full first anthology, which was a big mistake. We tore all of it down. Those don't exist anymore. Do any of them exist anymore? Just Kalia?
We don't need to talk about
Kalia, Freylease got torn down. And then I bought Duretti out of the next anthology.
Yeah, but Freylease was never, like, that good.
Well, you guys arguably tore down those decks to make better, like, different ones.
Yeah, it wasn't because they were bad.
Oh, no, they all exist in a form somewhere
Except
else.
for Kalia, that one
And
sucks.
you could have kept them how they were and they would have been fine. You just wanted to build different decks.
Yeah.
You didn't take them down because they're bad.
No.
Except for Kalia.
No, Kalia we had to upgrade because she was bad.
Kali, even after upgrading, I feel
still
like you guys had
is
issues
not
with
very good. And
Derevi was an
probably won't
amazing
have for
pre-build.
long.
I just got bored of playing it.
Derevi was super good. Like,
Yeah.
anyone can pick that up and play that.
Oh, Derevi's a blast. And then what was the other one? There was a fourth deck. Oh, Marin, and we still have Marin because
Marin's
super
awesome.
because Marin's crazy good.
Like, you play Marin, like, every day we play Commander, no matter what.
I love
usually.
it. I
Like,
love it.
It's so good.
It's so fun.
Well, and Gavin Verhey even tweeted, like, when he was getting backlash, that, like, the people who are complaining about it aren't the target audience for the people, like, they're trying to sell to. Like, they made it very clear the precons are for new players who don't know how to play Commander and don't know how to build a deck. They're not for your 5-year legacy players who want value. Like, go buy a master set or something. Like,
you already play Legacy.
Yeah.
Stick your nose somewhere else.
You're already in the format that costs a minimum of $1,000, and that is the absolute floor of Legacy.
And I hate the people who say Commander, you need to have a $500 deck to win, because I'm living proof you don't.
I was gonna say.
I have, like...
The loneliest pup.
Yeah, the loneliest pup. It's an Isamaru Voltron mono white deck, and it's like $22.
Right.
And the most expensive card is
He's
Isamaru.
won with it before.
Yeah.
It's like...
The actual Commander's $4, and the rest of the card's like 10 cents. So... Alright.
You don't need expensive decks to win, or even to have fun.
No.
I don't care about winning. I play group hug. Like, I don't get.
He's over here with Feldiger, so that shows you the player he is. And we still target him first.
Every time. You guys want some extra cards? And I get punished for being
I
friendly.
swing 10 next turn. I love it. So, this is controversial. I know Jordan's going to have a heyday with this one. The reserve list.
Oh, boy.
So, for people who don't know, the reserve list is a list of cards that Wizards set aside. It was back... It started... the original reserve list was all cards from Alpha and Beta that had not appeared in 4th edition or Ice Age, all uncommon and rare cards from Arabian Nights and Antiquities, and that were not reprinted with a white border, and then all rare cards from the Legends and Dark that had not yet been reprinted in a white border. And when this first came out, no one really had an issue with it.
Everyone loved it.
Yeah, and then... Where was it? It was March 2002. They started removing cards from the reserve list, including Basalt Monolith, which we all play in our Commander decks a lot. And people flipped, and I don't really know why. They also experimented getting rid of it when they reprinted this. It was a dual deck. It was called Phyrexia vs. the Coalition, and it was in 2011, and it reprinted Phyrexian Negator. Mm-hmm. That was on the reserve list, and I guess Wizards got a lot of backlash and said they would never reprint a card from it again for breaking their promise. But I kind of don't understand how people would get upset with that. And I feel like Wizards is just saying that, and the people who got upset with them is just the 1% who are investors and have a lot of money and like threaten to not buy Wizards products anymore.
Biggest unpopular opinion ever. I could not care less about the investors, like, at all. As a player of Magic, like, it's... If you want to look at it like the stock market, then you know this is a gamble and your cards could drop any second. Yeah. Like, you don't have a right to get mad if they decide to reprint cards that people want because the value would go down for you. Like, that is not my problem to worry about.
Yeah. I just think people are not realizing that, like, this is a card game. Like, it's a game. Yeah. Like, this is a game. Let's all take a step back.
It's a game about goblins and wizards.
Yeah, this is a game. This is not, like, your Apple stocks.
This is not life.
Like, if you want to go buy a house off Magic cards, like, you should probably just, like, become a stockbroker or something. Like, that's all I gotta say. And I know a lot of people are going to be pissed off, but...
It's just the truth. Yeah, like, you're trying to make money off of something that teenagers play as an after-school activity. Like, this is supposed to be a fun card game, and I feel like investors are part of the problem. Mm-hmm. Because that's the reason why a bunch of cards are more expensive than they need to be.
I don't even want to say the investors are the only problem.
They're not the only problem.
I think, but, like, the other day, I just bought Scapeshift for $20. Mm-hmm. That card is $20 because I'm willing to pay $20 for it.
You also have, in your Duretti or...
Saheeli, Metalworker?
Metalworker,
yeah. I have a reserve list card. Yeah. Because I'm willing to pay that price for that card. So everyone's a problem. If you're willing to spend 1 cent on a card, that card will be 1 cent because you're willing to pay that. Yeah. So everyone's a problem. And I'm not saying that we're as much of a problem as people who go spend $100,000 on a Black Lotus or $5,000 on Moxes or whatever. But even when in Standard, every player is the problem, and that's why I think there's never a solution. Because every player, there's always going to be someone out there who's willing to spend that money. And that hurts other people who can't or won't spend that money.
I don't know. Mark Rosewater had a whole article on it, and he was talking about how the people who first made the reserve list are not the people who are running Wizards anymore. No. And he thinks that's a huge issue, that the company made a promise to all of its players, but the people who made the promise don't exist anymore, and they're not the ones making these sets and stuff.
Yeah.
So he thinks that we should just forget about the past, but that's obviously never going to happen. But
I also I've always had this theory, and again, I could be just a dreamer who's completely wrong about this, and I'm sure I'll catch some flack from someone about how wrong I am. But I want to play Legacy really bad.
Yeah.
I really, really, really want to play Legacy, and the Legacy deck I want is $4,000 because of the land base.
Yeah.
Because I need bad lands, and I need bayous and all these dual lands that are $500 a piece. Now, my thought process is, why can't we reprint those cards with new art? I don't care if they even look the same, with that little swirly thing in them.
Yeah.
I just want a card that says Bayou that isn't $500.
Yeah.
So why can't we reprint it, make it look like a brand new Magic card, new art, new everything? And those old ones theoretically could hold their value. So if you want to have the old dual lands, I'm more power to you. But me, who works an average job,
so you can play.
I want to play Legacy, and I think that's unfair. That because you've been playing since '94, or because you have an amazing job, and I'm not trying to shit on anyone who has a good job or anything but. I just want to play Legacy. It should not be a privilege to play Legacy.
Yeah.
I should just be able to play whatever format I want to play, and I think that's a problem.
Yeah,
I just think any competitive format is completely unaffordable right now.
Standard's unaffordable for me for a rotating format.
Yeah.
And then
in general, Modern, I would have to spend at least $500.
Well, I think Saffron Olive said that the price of Modern decks in the last year have went up 22%. When I sold out of Modern, I sold Burn, and it was $550.
Yeah.
It's almost at $800 now.
Yeah, and you were able to buy a bunch of Commander decks from it. Yeah.
But and the thing is, if I want to go play Modern on a budget, Modern on a budget's $500, and the decks are tier 2 at best.
Yeah.
Dredge and Eldrazi and Taxes are $500, but the deck I want to play Jeskai Control, is over $1,000.
Yeah, that was my whole argument, is that I hate the people who say that they if they reprint the reserve list cards, everyone's gonna lose their money. Look at Land Tax. The original Land Tax, I bought it right before Battle Bond came out.
Yeah.
And I paid $52 for it.
Yeah.
Battle Bond came out. The old one is still $50.
Right.
It's still $50, but the new one is $30.
Yeah.
So how is an Alpha Black Lotus going to be less than a Modern Masters 20 Black Lotus? It's gonna be more money. You're gonna keep your money.
Yeah.
I don't see why people are trying to hog all these cards for themselves.
Those versions will always be that price.
Because they're alpha, they're beta. They're gonna hold their value.
Think about it in the term of even a baseball card.
Yeah.
A rookie, let's even take a player now, a Francisco Lindor rookie card might be worth $20. I don't know shit about baseball cards. Let's say $20. A card that comes out this year might be worth $2. Yeah. They're only ever going to have that one rookie card. He can't be a rookie again.
Yeah, no.
We're never going to release a new alpha or beta ever. So, there's only one. If you want to consider the rookie cards of Magic, those aren't going to have rookie years again. So,
yeah, it's like Sol Ring. Do you know how many times they reprinted Sol Ring? And the Alpha Sol Ring is still $500.
They reprint Sol Ring every year.
Yeah, it's literally existed 40 reprints, and yet the new one's $1, and the old one's $500. So you're telling me the reserve list is going to do the opposite of that?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make sense at all.
No, it doesn't.
The prices won't change.
I also think it comes down to almost an elitist mindset of these people. Well, I spent $60,000 on my Lotus. Okay, that's not my problem.
Yeah, like, that was your choice.
That was your choice.
You gambled.
Right.
Like,
and that's... Again, if we want to talk about this at a gambling standpoint, we've all been hit with the shit end of the gamble stick.
Yeah.
When Kaladesh came out, I opened 4 Chandra Torch of Defiances. I had 4 of them.
Oh, really?
And I was holding on to them. I'm like, these things are gonna go up, these things are gonna go up, and they didn't, and they weren't going up. Standard was being played without them, and I sold them for like $7 a piece. And then the next set came out, and they were like $42 a piece. And I'm like,
yeah.
Well, I just lost out on my money.
Yeah.
And that's whatever. That's the
you
risk.
accepted that when you did that.
Oh, I'm not going to go cry to Wizards.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to go to
Say it's their
I'm
fault.
not going to go cry to Wizards CEO and be like, "You're the reason." No, I took a gamble. I lost, and
I don't think people realize that, like, Wizards, I mean, they do have a little bit. They don't have control mainly over the secondary market. Like, they have a little bit. Like, with the cards they print and, like, the sets and stuff, they have a little bit, but it's not enough to, like, change the price of an Alpha Black Lotus, you know?
Well, and again, I think the problem is the players and investors when it comes to the secondary market. Because remember when Llanowar Elves, the Dominaria Llanowar Elves, remember that debacle?
Oh yeah, it went up to
remember
like
that.
$20.
It was like $20+ for a card that has existed since Alpha and is reprinted all the time because one person cornered the market on the Dominaria Llanowar Elves. So, and then, but sure as shit, there's people buying playsets of the Dominaria Llanowar Elves for $20 a piece because
they think they're worth that when they're in reality
until the next rotation, and then.
Well, here's the thing: is the only reason that was because they didn't reprint Llanowar Elves in Dominaria, or no? What was it? Was it No, they reprinted it in Dominaria. It came in a there was one that came in the starter deck, and it had a different set. It had a different set symbol, and that's why it was expensive. Was it because
it wasn't reprinted in the regular set? It was in a starter deck.
Yeah, so it wasn't in.
Yeah, so someone was like going to an LGS, getting all the starter decks.
It was the M19 one. It was reprinted in Dominaria, but the M19 starter had.
Yeah.
It was it had the M19 symbol, and that apparently was enough to spike it $20, which I think is.
Okay, so I'm going to read this like quote Mark Rosewater wrote, and this is from an article called "Life Lessons Part 2." It's on Magic's website. A more concrete example of this is the reserve list. You see, many years ago, Wizards released Chronicles in 4th edition. In it were cards from some of the recent release sets that had sold out in hours. As such, cards from these sets had high secondary market values, many of which plummeted when they got reprinted. This upset many of the collectors as they feared that the value of their collection might evaporate overnight. To stem these fears, the Magic brand team came up with a list of cards that Wizards promised they would never reprint. The list was reshaped a few times until Mercadian Masks when the Magic brand team decided to stop adding cards to the list. And he said when they stopped adding cards, this was a different team. Like a different team that started the reserve list. And he said the largest frustration comes from the fact we don't even believe the reserve list is doing what it was created to do in the first place. It is shown that releasing an old card in a new environment tends to raise the value of the old card, not lower it. The few that it lowers are cards that are relevant in larger environment formats like Vintage and Legacy due to their power level. And those cards we aren't interested in reprinting, partly because we think the cards are too powerful to reprint, and partly because we value a healthy secondary market. So he said evidence of this can be seen in how we handle cards like Mana Drain, which we are legally allowed to reprint because it was an uncommon in Legends and thus not on the reserve list, but we still don't. So he's saying that all these people saying that it's going to lower the price, it actually raises it.
Didn't they just reprint Mana Drain too?
Probably.
They just reprinted it like
this article was from like 2012.
Okay, yeah, they just reprinted Mana Drain.
Yeah. Well,
it was in a master set though, so.
But he even said that they're not going to reprint cards like Black Lotus that are too powerful for Legacy and Vintage. They're going to reprint cards like Basalt Monolith that were on it that shouldn't have ever been on it in the first place.
Well, look at like Metalworker.
Yeah.
I got that for $60-ish. That card is not good.
No.
And, okay, I can't say it's not good.
I mean, it's good.
It's good, but is it good in Legacy?
It's not $60.
No. Is it good in any other format? Not really. It's slow. Yeah, it's good in an Artifact Commander deck.
And that is it.
Yeah, and you've had that card for a few weeks now, but like, how much has it honestly done for your deck if you didn't have it?
If I didn't have it, my deck would still run consistently.
It'd be the same.
Don't get me wrong, there was one time I tapped it and I had like 7 artifacts in my hand. I floated 14 mana, and that was cool.
Yeah.
But that's not every game, and nor is it. And again, how many times do I play it and you guys just kill it?
Yeah.
almost every time.
It's like Vidalcan Ori.
Right, you just blow it up.
I don't know. It's just like you could easily make that card $2 and it wouldn't affect a thing. Like, honestly, it wouldn't.
No.
It would just get some people pissed off.
I don't care if you reprint the Power 9. I really don't care.
I don't think it's fair to be mad at Wizards when they weren't even the people working there now aren't even the people that made the promise in the first place.
Yeah.
What's also
this is a different people with a different mind. Like, they should not have to hold up the responsibility of this promise to the investors when it's not even the same people.
Let's talk about this, though. The fact that those cards back in the day, a Black Lotus, at the time they made the reserve list, wasn't $5,000. It was less than $100, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I could be wrong about that, but I know it was not super expensive. So they were trying to hold the value of $50 cards, not $5,000 cards. Not,
Yeah.
The time has changed completely.
Times have changed. It's been, we're...
I saw an idea for reprinting them.
Mm-hmm.
Someone suggested, do you know how like Unstable and all that uses gray borders?
Yeah.
They think that Wizards should introduce like a new border
Mm-hmm.
and make it for like casual formats and reprint cards like the Power 9, but that you could play in Commander. In like casual, I know that it would never happen.
And they're all banned in Commander.
Well, yeah, but the certain reserve list ones.
I think the different border is like a good idea.
It's a good middle ground.
Yeah.
Because then you can't use them in formats like Vintage and Legacy.
Like, I would love a Gaia's Cradle, a cheap Gaia's Cradle.
Exactly.
It'd be great. And if I can't play it in Legacy, that's fine.
Yeah. But you can still play it in Commander where you're just playing for fun. You're not trying to win.
Unfortunately, the only downside of that is now you're going to have the Commander players who are like, yeah, we love this idea, and then you're going to have the wannabe Legacy players who are, oh, why are you favoring EDH players and not Legacy players? Like, there's going to be someone to be pissed always.
Yeah, no matter what.
But we need to take a step. We need to take a step in our direction.
No matter what they do in general, everyone's mad, so I think they should just do what they want.
Yeah, I think
because
they should just...
everyone is looking for reasons to be angry with them all the time.
They
all the
just
time,
need
no
to
matter
take a
what
dive.
Wizards do, everyone is mad at them, so they might as well just do whatever they want.
I think them not saying anything about it or doing anything about it for this long is more embarrassing than them, like, choosing, like, a stance.
It's
like,
making it become more of a problem.
Like,
Even if the stance was,
we're not
doing it,
yeah,
at least you make a
clear.
stance.
Yeah.
Say something on the topic.
I don't... And I'm going to say this, and again, I'm one of these people, and I'm not trying to offend any of the Magic players in the world. Wizards could come to your house and, like, rip your collection up, and you're still going to bow to Wizards. And, like, unfortunately, people talk all this shit about Wizards, and, like, oh, they're this evil corporation. You still buy every pre-con. You still buy boxes and boxes of the new set. You still play
Capitalism.
Standard.
Yeah, you're paying it.
Yeah, you. So if you're gonna, you have the right to complain as a consumer, 100%.
Yeah.
But don't pretend like you're gonna stop playing Magic because they reprinted a card. I'm sorry, you're not going to.
It's just people freaking out for no reason.
I'm gonna call your bluff, and that's the end of it.
Do you guys want to talk about the ban list?
I love the ban list debates.
Okay.
I love it.
So the ban list, I mean, this is just the general idea of a ban list, but there's a ban list for every format, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Some bigger than others. I understand the reason they have it. I just think I take the whole Josh Lee Kwai approach to it, that as a new player, having a ban list is so complicated and unnecessary for someone who's trying to, like, pick a format and play.
Yeah.
That they have, like, another list of, you can't play these cards, but you can play these cards. It's like, they're not gonna...
Right.
Like, I didn't know the difference between, like, a lightning bolt and, like, any other red card when I first started playing.
Right.
Like, I just saw colors and numbers, and that was it. Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna know what's legal and what's not. And I just think that, if anything, they should be printing answers to problems in the following sets instead of banning them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the ban list makes sense, but it should be very minimal. Like, instead of just, like, we're just going to throw a card on the ban list and not care. Like, we should be looking to print solutions to the problems instead of just throwing everything on the ban list without giving a care. Like, that should be as small as it possibly can be.
Well, I want to look up let's go with the modern ban list just for the sake of argument here. So if we're looking at banned and restricted, like you were saying, like as a new player, you don't know what's good and what's bad.
Yeah.
So let's look at...
You don't even remember card names. How are you going to
You're just
remember
looking
what's
at your
banned
100
in what
cards at
format?
home. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, let's look at like a card like
Because I bought one of those, 1,000 random Magic cards off eBay for $5, and they're all these random, commons that I don't know what they are.
Right.
Okay, no, but let's look at Legacy. Legacy is a prime example of cards, because their ban list is
pretty big.
Cards like Dark Depths, completely legal. You can turn 2 Merit Lage in Legacy.
2020.
2020 indestructible. You lose. I mean, unless someone has a sack, a fortune to sack.
Exile or
No, not even that. Because then, you could do it, because then it's indestructible. But
yeah, you have to exile it or sack it.
That is turn 2.
Yeah.
Soul Ring is banned in Legacy.
Yeah, I don't understand. I understand.
Strip Mine is banned in Legacy.
Yeah.
Strip Mine's banned in Legacy, but Wasteland isn't. Sensei's Divining Top is banned. Okay, I can I kind of understand a little bit where those are coming from, but as a new player, you don't Skull Clamp is banned, which is a staple in our format.
Yeah.
A new player does not realize why Skull Clamp is broken.
No.
Because usually you hunker down in one format and you go from there, and even I still don't even really know a ton about standard or legacy, so I still don't understand why certain cards are banned, even as a player that's been playing for a little over a year.
Well, I want to also, again, you don't understand why, is a perfect segue into what I wanted to say is they banned Jace, Mind Sculptor, a long time ago, and then they recently unbanned Jace in Modern.
There was some controversy.
And everyone lost their ever-loving mind.
Yeah.
They thought Modern's done. We're back into the dark days of Modern, back during the Eldrazi winter, that it's just going to be that bad again. Jace got unbanned, and guess what?
Nothing happened.
No one plays it.
No.
Is it played? Sure. Is it a 4 of in every deck and breaking the format? No. It was banned at the time because
it was a different
it was a different time.
Yeah.
There's answers to Jace
different
now.
Cards. So
yeah, there's answers now. So, and I know that at some Star City or at some GPs or some event, they're doing Modern no ban list side events.
Just to experiment.
Just to see how it would work, and it's fine.
It looks fun.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think we should reprint the Eye of Ugin. I think was the one that caused the Eldrazi Winter.
I don't know.
Basically there was a time. This is before you guys. Yeah, this is back before you guys played Magic. There was a time in Modern where all the top 8 decks that were coming out were every single one with Eldrazi. It was the point where you could not play another deck because Eldrazi would beat you. So they banned Eye of Ugin to stop this from happening, and it worked.
Yeah.
And it's great. So maybe we should keep those banned.
Yeah.
If it's gonna completely ruin a format.
Oh yeah.
But we've proven Jace, which was considered one of the most powerful cards in Magic, got unbanned, and there was no problem.
Yeah.
So
I'm not saying totally get rid of the ban list either.
No.
I don't think we are.
I just think that all of them are far too big.
Yeah.
For what they do.
I think
that
we need
half
to
of the list can be rid of.
We need to reevaluate
Yeah.
most of the cards on there.
My whole thing with the Jace thing was that they reprinted it the same time they unbanned it. And that was just a little sketchy thing Wizards did that pissed me off. Because
Yeah,
it was
that
very
was-
clear they just wanted to sell some Jaces.
Yeah.
Instead of actually,
opened
wanting Jace to be unbanned.
We opened a pack of Masters 25 the other day, and I'm like, if I don't get a foiled Jace, I'm flipping a table.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
wanted that foiled Jace. I get it.
Yeah, but like you said, no one plays it now, and I'm sure the price dropped because
He's still sitting on $80.
Yeah,
but
wasn't he 100 or 100
But it's not making
plus
the
at the time?
format unhealthy.
No, it doesn't make the format unhealthy at all.
Exactly.
It gets played in Legacy like crazy.
So there was no reason.
Yeah,
It's a staple in Legacy. People play in Commander. It's not nearly as good in Commander as it is in Legacy, but it's still.
the Commander ban list is a little more confusing, but I also don't really I don't pay attention to it because the whole thing about Commander is Mark Rosewater and Gavin Verhey even say they encourage house rules.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want there to be rules for Commander. It's supposed to be this format casual that you pick what cards are banned between your play group.
Yeah.
So
it's a guideline more than a.
Yeah. So people who are freaking out that I'm pretty sure Prophet of Krufix got unbanned, right? In Commander?
No, that's still banned.
Oh, I thought it
No,
got
Prophet of Krufix? No, that's still banned. That was the most recent banning in Commander.
Oh, okay. I remember
Prophet.
something that was banned got unbanned recently,
Yeah.
and everyone freaked out. But it's if you don't like that card, then just don't play it in your play group,
Mhm.
you know? Because with Legacy or Modern, you have to play what other people are playing.
A judge is not going to come to my house and yell at me for
Exactly.
playing Dark Depths,
Yeah.
or not Dark Depths,
anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
When you're playing casual EDH, you don't really have much to worry about because usually you have a play group that you can all just be like, look, why don't we just not play this card because it's just overpowering.
You all know your power level.
Every play group also has those unspoken agreements of
we're just not going to do that.
Like we don't play mass land destruction in our group at all. And there's groups I've seen that play a ton of mass land destruction.
Yeah, thank fuck we are not that, because oh my god.
Well, we have someone in our play group who's not here right now, and he wanted to build a stacks deck, and we're all like...
We put that to a halt real
we're
quick.
like, if you're going to build it, that's fine, but just understand, like...
You're going to die first.
We're playing arch enemy now.
Right.
Like, it's going to be 3 of us versus you just to be able to untap
every single time, no matter what, you could be sitting there and just drawing your card, and I'm going to swing at you because I want to play the game.
He ended up not building the deck, so it doesn't
but
matter,
he built Wrath Tribal.
Yeah.
Board clear Tribal.
It
so
hasn't gone off yet, but...
Yeah, but then he gets mad when you swing at him. Shout out to you, Riley.
Caitlin's calling you out, Riley.
I am. So
no, I think that I think we need to go through some experimental periods with whether it be side events at EDH or at GPs or Star City Games events.
No ban list.
Or no ban list. Do it for Modern. Do it for Legacy.
Just for fun to see what would happen.
Encourage the Commander players to go out and play the ban cards. Yeah. And have them report back and be like,
see what would happen.
Or like keep track on like Magic Online. Like you can get some feedback through there, and I'm sure a lot of the...
Well, I think they are kind of going towards that. Well, I don't know much about Standard, but that new Assassin's Trophy card, that was like $30. Yeah. Everyone was talking about how that was printed with like... Was it Tron in mind?
Yes.
There was a certain, like...
There's an answer to Tron, because Tron's getting out of hand.
So, like, they print a card like that, and that's going to shut down Tron pretty easily, like, guaranteed.
More easily than it was before.
So, like, they're already starting to head that direction. I just wish that whenever they do these ban announcements, it would just be nothing. Like, there shouldn't be anything banned.
Unless something is breaking a format to the point where it's not playable.
Oh, yeah. Like, I understand.
But otherwise I feel like they're just too lenient on it. Like, they'll just put things on there unnecessarily.
I'm sorry, the standard bans, there should never be a card ban in standard.
No.
Ever.
The format rotates.
Yeah. Well, the standard ban list right now is bigger than it ever has been.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't make sense.
Aetherflux Reservoir, Smuggler's Copter.
Smuggler's
Copter is banned in standard.
Why?
Here, Kev, I have it.
Okay.
Aetherflux Reservoir, Smuggler's Copter, Felidar Guardian, Attune the Aether, Rogue Refiner, Rampaging Ferocidon, and Ramunap Ruins are all banned in standard.
Why is Felidar Guardian?
Felidar Guardian goes infinite with Saheeli, with this Saheeli Ray Planeswalker.
Okay.
It goes infinite with it on whatever turn 4. And you can win.
See, I just feel like if that's a thing, then like people just need to play like counter spells, Like that just makes me mad.
People should adjust their decks to deal with it, not Wizards adjusting the format to deal with it.
Wizards shouldn't have to like hold your hand through
your standard tournament. Sideboarding is a thing.
That's how it is with, I think, Commander especially, is you need to adapt to
your play group.
The play group because
that's exactly
because you again biggest. I don't want to say offender, but I have to adjust shit to you all the time because you come in with this weird card that no one's ever played, and I can't stop it. So then like I can sit there and lose to it, or I can go find an answer to it.
Yeah. Well, we grew as a play group when we all first started playing. Like, we were all playing decks that weren't good. Like, arguably now the decks we play are a lot better than the decks we were playing. And then, like, randomly I'd come in with, like, a deck that was, like, $50 more than the one I usually play, and I'd win. And then you guys would come back with more decks, and we just keep doing it. Mm-hmm. And now we're at a place where I think we all have really good decks, and we're not going to go past, like, where we're at. Because if we go past where we're at, we're, like, going to...
No, because at this point we're playing, I'd say, focused...
Like a 7.
Yeah, we're playing like 7 on the power level.
Yeah. But if we go any more, it'd be more like...
It would be like competitive.
Combos.
And I have no interest in going that way at all. No. I like where everyone is at. No. So.
And we have a few combos, but like they're not like we have 8 infinite combos.
I have...
Just watch people do ridiculous shit.
A few of us have, like, you have an infinite combo. Maricel only wins.
I have one.
Maricel is a straight combo deck, but it's a slow grinding combo deck. You have, we all have them, but like... Yeah. How often have we won with them?
No, I've won once.
Once with yours. Yeah. You won with Amanatu once.
I feel like what was a big deal for our play group was when I played my Kaidel and Bile Smasher deck. Because
that was
like
too tuned.
That was so tuned and so good that like it made everyone else raise the power level, and I loved that deck. Yeah. So I just played it all the time, and I did not care that it was overpowered.
But I guaranteed if you played that now, it'd be a lot better. Yeah. Because like back then, I was playing like my dresser horn deck. It was $30. So, like,
it was when no one else was ready, but now I feel like we'd be able to handle it, and I honestly like have been thinking about possibly.
No, we absolutely right now absolutely could.
It's a fun deck.
We could handle that right now.
Because that deck is so much fun. Just draw all the cards and drop.
Like
all
Kev said about not having wizards hold your hand through. I think EDH is the best example of Well, first off, Wizards doesn't even make the ban list for EDH.
No, there's an actual committee.
A secondary committee that does it, and even them, they don't.
And they're all friends who just play Commander. I listened to a podcast about it. They're like 7 guys who all live in the same state, and they just play Commander on the weekends.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, oh, okay, sweet. They're like all like some of them are judges and stuff. Like they're actual like Wizards people. Yeah. But like they're all just friends who play Commander. And if someone's like playing something stupid, they're like, maybe we should ban that.
But think about how many bans we had in Commander. Prophet of Crucifix was the last big one because that truly was a broken card.
Yeah.
But like I'm unbanned Primetime. That's like my big one. Like I want Primetime. Primeval Titan, for anyone who doesn't know Primetime. I want Primetime unbanned so bad. And quite frankly, I'm about to just make a judging call if I can play it in our group because I want to so badly. If it breaks, I'll stop.
I don't care. I don't think
if it breaks, broken. I'll stop playing it. But
I don't think it's broken enough to scold you if you try and play
you can tutor any 2 lands.
Yeah, but you don't play Strip Mine and you don't play Maze of Ith and all the dangerous
but like even if you do that, 3 of us have control decks.
Yeah,
like,
that's a good point.
Me and Riley both play like Maze of Ith and Strip Mines in our decks, so like we could easily just blow up a land. So like I wouldn't have an issue with it.
I have decided to reevaluate. I'm going to put like a little bit of land destruction in my deck, only because Riley had out the Glacial Chasm and the Maze of Ith, and it was literally shutting us out.
I'm against Armageddon. I'm not against a Strip Mine or a Ghost Quarter. Sure. Like even a Ghost Quarter, it's like only a few bucks because you're not paying the Strip Mine price. But it does the same thing.
And they would go get a basic.
Yeah, basic.
But I'll take a forest over a Glacial Chasm any day.
I think Armageddon should only be used if you're gonna win that turn.
Or the next turn.
Or the next turn.
Because I played it.
Else you're just literally restarting the game.
I used to run a Kalia deck. Back when I first really got back into Commander.
Back in Nam.
Yeah, back in Nam when I
when
played
Kalia. Was good.
Yeah, and she really was. She was better.
My Kalia deck.
And I ran Armageddon, and I would get her out, and then one beater, and then like just blow up all the lands and start swinging with that one beater. And then I started realizing like, oh, Puma plays just a single planes, and I get past or swords or something. Yeah. And so, and then I started realizing at the end of the game, all right,
you only need 1 white for a land tax.
That's right. You only need 1. Yeah. And like I said at the end of the game, I'd blow up all the lands if I would win that turn or the next turn, just to guarantee myself a win. And then I stopped playing Kalia because Kalia is objectively terrible.
I want to play that the new red land destruction card that came out. Did you guys see that? It's like Star of Destruction or something. It's like destroy target land, deal 20 damage to each creatures. And then something else.
Oh, Star of Extinction?
Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, it's so funny. God. And my Norn deck, that'd be so good.
Your Norn deck is hard enough to play against.
I think that was actually an Ixalan.
Yeah, it came out in Ixalan, but something came out in the new Ravnica that's going to make it super good in Standard.
Yeah.
It was a Boros commander, and it's whenever a creature gets dealt damage, it deals that much damage to its controller.
Yeah, 7, drop, destroy target land, Star of Extinction deals 20 damage to each creature and each planeswalker.
Yeah. So you just destroy land and then deal 20 to everything.
You are
That's just super fun.
For 7 mana.
Yeah.
Objectively a bad card.
But in Commander,
it's playable.
Anything that is objectively bad, it's like great. Kevin decides that he wants to put it in a deck.
I go on Reddit to see people shit on cards, and I'm like, look at this deck I just made. Like, let's swing.
I think I think obviously for us. We do not like the ban list. That's the moral of that story.
I would like to say I think that me and MTG Monster. We're starting to become friends. It's really good. Yeah. Shout out to you.
Shout out to MTG Mudsta.
Yeah.
I hope you watch this.
I'm befriending him.
I'm sending this to Josh Lee Quad.
Probably the most genuine dude on YouTube.
Craig Blanchett.
I responded to one of his tweets and he liked it.
Cassius
So
Mars,
that's
congrats
a
on
new
getting
level of
sponsored.
friendship.
I like how we're just shouting out people we like at the community.
No, shout out to Cassius for just being a person who
Right.
got sponsored.
No, I
Right.
love him.
He doesn't
He's so
even have a
funny
show.
on Game
Right.
Night.
They're just like, I'm going to sponsor you.
Mel Lee, she's
Mel
great.
Lee.
He has goals as a person.
All right. Well, before anyone decides to comment anything all pissed off, these are all opinions. I mean, obviously, feel free to give your own in the comments without being an asshole.
Let's
I
have
know it's hard.
let's have a reasonable discussion
Yeah.
without getting mad, because this is just a video where we are just discussing our opinions and would love to hear all of your guys' opinions in the comments, but be reasonable. Okay,
Yeah.
we're in my house right now.
Yeah, we're nobodies, so like, don't even act like we're anyone.
No,
Or,
our
like, have
opinion does
opinions
not
that
matter
matters, yeah.
whatsoever.
We just like to play Commander. And whatever. So I want to thank Jordan and Caitlyn for coming on the show. I don't know what to call it. Like usual, you can check out their links in the description. Caitlyn just posted, what was it, an Amanatu video?
Yeah. It's a 2-part video about my review on the Amanatu Precon and then my upgrades that I did for that.
The upgrades are important, so go watch that. All right, thank you everyone. Bye.
See ya! And it's a wrap.